Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm John West, out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and it's good to be here right now on the 28th floor up at Mercury Island Def Jam. You're far, far away from me, yeah, and I don't know much about you, but I like what I see, yeah. We don't have to judge each other, no, no, no. So I guess about a month ago we leaked Lovely, featuring Pusha T, and been getting some really good response in the blogland world and stuff.
Bring strong into their knees, and this is the summer season. Don't know how I could get much higher.
Sort of the genesis of that song, I wrote it like 2 years ago, as a very much a legitimate love song for this girl I had met like 8 days before, who wasn't really calling me back, right? But that inspires the best songs, right? And so I wrote like the verses, but then the chorus, which is like the part, that didn't come to me until a couple months later, where I was doing some street performance, because I've spent the past 4 years in LA doing what I call the humble hustle out on the Santa Monica Promenade. But I was out there, I was vibing with this percussionist who plays with me a lot, and the crowd was there, and I just had this new song. I was like, I'm gonna play this new love song. But he was playing this new little beat on it, and I just felt inspired. So literally on the street, I'm just like, let me just try to take it up somewhere high. And then that was the little line that just came to me. So it was cool to sort of see that it got finished on the streets. And then we put out a version of it just on my like an indie EP I put out like a year ago. But it was great to see it come to life after my manager met with Christian Rich, who are some great upcoming producers from Chicago, identical twin brothers. And they played my manager some beats, and my manager had the idea. I was like, why don't you try to reflip the song Lovely? It's a love song of John's, and we did that, and got some music going. And then their manager, who's Shay of NERD, he checked it out and he was feeling it. So then he passed it on to Pusha T, part of the affiliated network, and Pusha just thought it was dope, I guess, because a day later he put a verse on it, or two of his verses, and then sent it back. We got it mastered and we decided to leak it, and I guess the rest is blogland history.
Blinds closed as the time goes. The room's pitch black, we in the blindfold.
I've been doing music since I was little, as far as like I was in the church choir at age 5. Picked up guitar in middle school, but at that point it was more like figuring out Nirvana riffs, and just figuring my way around the guitar. And in high school I did some musical theater. I was even in a barbershop quartet. So music was sort of a bit of something that was always on the side. I used to really sort of consider myself a little confused because I had some creative outlets, mainly outside of music being art. So even when I moved to Chicago for college, at the time I was all into comic strips and political cartoons. I got a little political after 9/11, and music was sort of on the side. But then it was sort of a just right time in my life, because at the end of college I was sort of feeling like, I don't know about the whole art, or the cartoon thing as far as making a living. And all of a sudden we got a demo I had turned in at Columbia College. Also alumni includes Jeremiah. But they picked like a demo for this end of the year thing called Manifest. And I had to put a band together, so then I just started doing a little band in Chicago for like a hot second. But that was cool, but I knew I had to go to New York or LA. So really at this point I've been doing it professionally, really like hustling and working at it for about 6 years.
We could just breathe, wait and see. But in the meantime, say, would you mind if I told you I loved you tonight? Yeah.
And so I didn't really know what my plan was exactly, besides getting out to LA. I mean, I knew like one person here. I drove out in a little beat up Miata from Chicago. Everybody was hating like it was gonna break down, and it broke down on the way in Tucumcari, New Mexico. But anyway, when we got to Chicago, so I got to LA, and I started meeting some people a little bit. But it was just a couple months after being in LA that I heard about this girl Hope, who's currently on Atlantic Records. But she had done her thing out on the 3rd Street Promenade in Santa Monica as a street performer, and it started just selling a bunch of CDs and getting some label buzz from that. So yeah, I've been doing that for about 4 years now, but it's definitely been like a graduate program where, I started off doing the solo acoustic thing and having like, it was going well, but it was sort of hit or miss. Some days, my best day I'd sell like 50 CDs, but some days you sell like 1 or 2. But then I took a break from a minute. I had a management team for a second, so I was doing some things. But then basically it was, the real sort of like resurgence of my hustle was like 2 years ago when I started hitting the streets with this cat who would play on it's called the cajon. It's like a box drum, but we sort of switched it up. So we hit it with like a mallet. You get this almost like acoustic 808 feel. And so that was good. And all of a sudden, like, we were always stopping crowds. Not a lot of people want to go out to LA. They want to go out there and be famous. They don't want to go out there and sing on the streets. So, but again, I give my family a lot of credit for keeping me humble. I think being raised with the values of service, that no matter what you do in life, it can be of service, even if it's trying to especially music, because music, ultimately, the reason I think it's so powerful is not because people are so concerned about who the artist is all the time, but just how music makes you feel. A good song makes you feel something. A good love song makes you feel lovely. And so and knowing that that's the point. It's not about the fact that I was singing it. All of that's cool too, right? But I mean, that's not the point. So thanks, Mom. Well, it's cool because with Lovely, people are like, oh, it's cool. It's like this Robin Thicke vibe. It's all like some classic R&B, and I'm glad people, are feeling it, and I'm down for some of those comparisons. But I think, the rest of some new tracks off the record, I think it's cool because I think we got a variety of swag we're sort of working with. Some things where I'm sort of dropping a verse here or there, a little sing rap, but also some things that even pull a little more singer-songwriter, or a little more indie soul. So I think, again, if the heart of this album we got is like just one long feel-good summer jam, you know what I'm saying? That's authentic. And then meanwhile, there's some different varieties, some different tempos and feels of that. Then I think, we're going to be leaking some more music, though, in the next month or two, including we'll probably have a single dropping the summertime, and then, an album coming out late summer, early fall. So definitely want to keep everybody in the loop on that. So if you can, here's the plug. Just look me up on Twitter /John West or Facebook.com/John West. We'll let you know about some upcoming music and everything. But I'm looking forward to flipping it on them. If people think oh, it's like Robin Thicke, I'm gonna be like, okay, well, check this out too. So that's coming soon. So I'm excited for y'all to hear that.
Cause it seems when you're close to me, it's gonna be alright. Yeah. Would you mind if I told you I loved you just for tonight? Yeah. Cause it seems when you're close to me, it's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright.
That's a little bit, so